I decided to do my paper on truancy in West Virginia. Truancy is defined as any unexcused absence from school. That is whether a child decides they don't want to go to school that day, has a doctor's appointment and doesn't get a note, is sick and doesn't get a doctor's note, or is gone on vacation, etc. Every state has certain laws that define truancy. Here in West Virginia, a student must start school at age 6. They're allowed to drop out at age 16 as long as they have parental consent. If they don't have parental consent and don't go to school, they'll be considered truant. Here in West Virginia, if you miss 5 or more days, you're considered truant. Truancy is a huge problem here in West Virginia. They measure truancy by the average daily student attendance by the number of truancy cases filed. But here in West Virginia, a lot of truancy goes undetected. People don't report it. Schools just don't care. In Webster County alone, 7 out of 10 students every year have been absent for 5 or more days. That's a total of 345 students. And out of half of that, I believe it was 249 of those students had missed 10 or more days. And out of their 6 schools countywide in Webster County, 36% of those kids have been truant for 5 or more days. There has been many counties trying to come up with certain prevention programs. Cabell County came out with a probation program where they hired a probation officer just for the purposes of truancy. And it was shown that, I believe it was 6 kids were taken under for this, and they met with the probation officer every day for a week. And after that week, 5 of the 6 kids returned to school without any absences. Here in West Virginia, 5 out of 100, high school students have dropped out. It has been shown that chronic truancy for a long period of time, a week or more usually, students do not go back to school. It's because they don't want to, they hate school. So we're trying to figure out how we can keep our kids in school. It was also shown that 1 out of 5 West Virginia students total have missed 10 or more days, which is 9% out of the whole state, which really doesn't seem that much, but when you break it down to a county level, it seems like a lot. When a child becomes truant, miss 5 more days or more of school, the school will send a letter out to your parents, and it will state that they need to set up a meeting, figure out why you're missing so many days of school, and what they can do to prevent it. If the parents and child do not show up, then criminal complaints can be filed against the student or child. And from personal experience, I have noticed that criminal complaints get filed mostly towards children instead of their parents. And in my opinion, it should be both, if not more, the parents. Unless a child is deliberately skipping, acting like they're going to school, they're not going. I chose this topic because I work at a children's shelter, and about 99.9% of our children come to us because they're truant. And we have a very, very, very hard time trying to get them enrolled into our local high school. Usually, what you're supposed to do, what normal people do, is go to the school the day they move to whatever county, whatever state, to get enrolled. We do that with our children. I personally am a case manager, so I am responsible for faxing over their records requests or enrollment forms, then I'll send the child to school. Well, 99.9% of the time, our child comes back to us the same day and says that we need to wait until they can get all their records. Well, usually there's a wait between 5 to 7 days, and truancy in West Virginia is defined as 5 or more unexcused absences. So technically, they're remaining truant. Luckily, the judge here in my county has realized that this is a huge problem and has decided to help us. Now we report all reportings to him about our kids not being able to get into school. A personal story about this. I had a client a few weeks ago who came here from another West Virginia county, and I was trying to get him enrolled into school. I called on a Friday, faxed over all of his papers, sent emails to the appropriate people. Come Monday, I didn't hear anything. Tuesday morning, I didn't hear anything. So I emailed the counselor, tried to get him enrolled. Finally, I didn't hear anything again, so I called the school, and they said to bring him down. We brought him down around 11 o'clock. They told us we needed to come back at 12:30 because they didn't have the time. Come back at 12:30, they accepted our student, put him in ISS for the day. ISS is not regular school. He was given no schoolwork, no schedule. So truancy is a huge problem here in West Virginia. I personally think that the probation part of it works very well. I think taking a child out of their home for the reason should only be if it's chronic truancy on the children's part, or possibly the parents. I have noticed that a lot of our students that we get do actually go to school and do very well when they have structure. Thanks.